Have you ever felt like someone else is pulling your strings with their words or actions? You think you're strong, but then one little comment or action just wrecks your peace and throws you into chaos. So here's the question. Are you done letting others control how you feel? What if I told you there's a way to become untouchable, both mentally and emotionally? If you're ready to stick around and learn how to take back control of your life, type "Control starts within" in the comments below. Let's see who's really ready to make a change. Now, get ready, because this is going to be a ride. It hits harder than you think, and it can change everything. Hurtful people are all around us. Maybe it's the boss who puts you down in front of others, the partner who nitpicks everything you do, or that so-called friend who betrays you when you least expect it. A lot of people don't know how to handle these situations. They either snap, lose it, or let the pain fester inside until it chips away at their confidence and peace of mind. But you're here because you're not like most people. You want to be the kind of person who stands strong, stays in control, and doesn't just get through the pain, but actually comes out tougher on the other side. In this video, we're going to dive into 12 straight-up truths that will change how you handle toxic people. This isn't just about talking, it's about taking back your power, owning your feelings, and becoming someone who can't be easily rattled. These lessons are grounded in Stoicism, timeless wisdom, and modern insights that fit our crazy world today. Stick around till the end, because if you leave, if you don't pay attention, you'll overlook a key idea that could totally change your life. So let's dive in. First off, it's all about controlling your reactions. Here's a truth that not many people will admit. When you let what someone says or does control your feelings or actions, you lose your power. Seriously, think about how often you've lashed out at someone in anger, only to feel bad about it afterward. That's because reacting in the heat of the moment is like throwing gas on a fire. It just makes everything worse, including for you. Picture this. You're at work and, when your boss calls you out in front of your team, your first instinct might be to argue, defend yourself, or even snap back. But here's the thing. If you react right away, you're actually giving them more control over you. Instead, take a moment to pause and breathe. Calmly suggest, "Can we talk about this privately when we both have a chance?" By doing this, you take back control of the situation, show that you can stay composed and mature, and most importantly, you change the power dynamic. Your initial reaction is often emotional and impulsive, but a response is more thought out and intentional. The real strength comes when you learn to control your reactions. When you've got a handle on yourself, you can face anything life throws your way and still stand strong. Mastering your reactions doesn't mean pushing your feelings down. It means understanding them. If someone insults you, you don't just brush off the hurt. You recognize it, feel it, and then choose how to respond to that feeling. Does it help you grow, or does it turn into bitterness? It's up to you. This is what emotional strength is all about. Controlling your reactions doesn't mean you're a robot. It means you're in charge of your inner world. Now, let's talk about why ignoring is powerful. Here's the second truth that can change your life. Ignoring isn't a sign of weakness. A lot of people believe that reacting to every insult or jab shows strength, but really, it just shows insecurity. Think about it. If someone's being negative, reacting to them just gives them exactly what they're after: your attention, your energy, your focus. And here's the tough truth. Most people don't even deserve that. Think about it this way. You're in a relationship and your partner makes a sarcastic remark about something that matters to you. Most folks would snap back, argue, and blow it up into a huge fight. But what if instead you just chose to stay quiet? Not the kind of silence that's all passive-aggressive or meant to punish, but just a peaceful kind of silence. Instead of getting back at someone, just stay calm and silent. It shows that you won't stoop to their level. When you don't react to someone trying to provoke you, you're sending a strong message that they don't control you. Silence makes them think about their own actions, like holding up a mirror to them, and let's face it, most people can't deal with that kind of accountability. But that doesn't mean you should ignore everything. It's about knowing when to let stuff go and when to stand up for yourself. If someone steps over the line, you can't just brush it off. You need to call them out clearly and firmly. But if someone's just trying to annoy you, let it go. Don't respond, just let their words float in the air. The truth is, the more you react, the more control you give them. The less you react, the more control you take back. Ignoring is really about saving your energy. Not every fight is worth it, and not every comment needs a reply. Not everyone deserves your time. When you learn to ignore the right things, you become unshakable. You focus on what really matters and let everything else fade away. Number 3, detach emotionally. A lot of people get this wrong. They think it means you stop caring or become cold and unfeeling, but that's not it at all. Emotional detachment isn't about shutting down your feelings. It's about managing them. It's about realizing that you don't have to. Take in every feeling, every word, every action from others. Let's break it down. Imagine a loved one, like your partner, a close friend, or a family member, says something hurtful. Your first reaction? You feel attacked, unloved, like you got punched in the gut. But here's the thing. Is their behavior really about you, or is it more about them? Most of the time, it's about them, their mood, their insecurities, their struggles. Yet, we still take it personally and let it mess with our heads. Sometimes our mood gets thrown off because we haven't figured out how to let things go. The truth is, you can't control what others say or do, but you can control how much it affects you. Emotional detachment means setting a boundary between what's going on around you and how you decide to feel about it. It's about understanding that someone else's behavior doesn't determine your value. Their words don't have to shape your reality. For example, if you text someone and they don't respond, the old you might start thinking, they're ignoring me, they don't care about me. What did I do wrong? The detached version of you thinks their response, or lack of it, is their choice, and that doesn't change who I am. You see the difference? Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about not holding on to what isn't yours to hold. But let's go a bit deeper. Detachment doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. When you're detached, you're free. Free from overthinking, free from unnecessary pain, and free to focus on what really matters. And let me tell you, that kind of freedom is hard to come by. Most people don't get it. People are often slaves to their emotions, letting every little thing get to them. But you're different. You're figuring out how to control yourself, and by doing that, you're reclaiming your peace, your power, and your life. Detachment is a skill, and it takes practice and awareness. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be amazed at how you ever lived without it. You'll stop letting others dictate your happiness, stop taking things personally, and finally find that inner peace that nobody and nothing can disturb. Number 4, understand here's the deal. When someone treats you badly, it usually has nothing to do with you. It's not about your faults or what you've done. It's really about what they're dealing with inside. Hurt people, plain and simple. But here's the kicker. When someone snaps at us, it hits hard and feels personal. We start questioning ourselves. What did I do? Why do they dislike me? What's wrong with me? And just like that, we let someone else mess with our peace of mind. Honestly, they probably don't even deserve it. Let me set the scene for you. Picture a co-worker who's always putting you down in meetings. Every time you share an idea, they just tear it apart with sarcasm or criticism. You might feel like it's a personal attack, thinking their comments say something about your skills or worth. But let's change the perspective. What if their behavior has nothing to do with you? What if it's all about their own insecurities? Maybe they feel threatened by your talent or jealous of your success. Behavior isn't just about you, it's about them. The same goes for personal relationships. If your partner says you're being distant, even though you've been trying to show you care, instead of immediately defending yourself, take a step back and think about what's really happening. A lot of times, their accusations come from their own insecurities. They might be scared of losing you or projecting their own issues onto you. Once you get that, you can stop getting caught up in the drama. Start tackling the bigger problems, but remember this: understanding someone's behavior doesn't mean you have to excuse it. Just because their actions come from their own pain doesn't make it okay. You can empathize with what they're going through without putting up with their bad behavior. When you separate their issues from who you are, it gives you clarity. You can see their actions for what they really are, a reflection of their inner struggles, not yours. And that clarity, that's freedom. So, the next time someone tries to drag you down, take a moment. Instead of reacting, ask yourself. Think about what's really driving their behavior. You might realize their words don't affect you as much. When you see where they're coming from, you stop taking things personally, and that helps you find your peace. Number 5, set your boundaries. This is where a lot of people struggle. They don't have boundaries, so others take advantage of them, waste their time, and control their lives. Why? Because they're scared of confrontation. They believe that setting boundaries will make them seem selfish. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but can I ask you something? Is it selfish to want to protect your peace? Is it wrong to ask for respect? No, it's totally necessary. Boundaries aren't walls. They're just guidelines that help people know how to treat you. If you don't set them, people will do whatever they want. Picture this. You have a friend who's always late when you make plans. It bugs you, but you don't say anything because you don't want to stir up drama. But here's the issue. Every time you stay quiet, you're actually sending a message that it's okay. Their behavior is okay, but the longer you put up with it, the more it messes with your peace of mind. Now, let's change things up. Instead of staying quiet, imagine telling your friend, "Hey, I really value my time, and it's important that we respect each other's schedules. If you can't make it on time, we might need to reschedule." What you've done is set a boundary, communicated what you expect, and most importantly, shown that you respect yourself. Boundaries are important in all areas of your life. Life, work, relationships, friendships, even family. Let's say your boss expects you to answer emails at all hours without any limits. You're going to burn out, always feeling like you're on call. But if you set a clear expectation like, "I'm happy to deal with this during work hours, but I need to prioritize my personal time outside of that," you take back control. And guess what? People respect those who respect themselves. Just to be clear, boundaries aren't about controlling others. They're about. You need to take charge of what you put up with. If someone crosses the line, don't try to change them. Just stick to your boundaries. Sometimes that means walking away from a toxic relationship or saying no to something unreasonable. It's tough, but it's totally worth it. Every time you set a boundary, you're sending a message, not just to them, but to yourself. You're saying, I deserve respect, I deserve peace, I deserve better. Boundaries are all about respecting yourself, and if you don't respect yourself, no one else will. So stop stressing about how to do it. Others will start to react, so make your peace a priority. Set your boundaries, have the conversation, and watch your life change. Number 6, respond, don't react. That's where the real power is. Reacting is all about impulse and emotion. It's that knee-jerk comment you instantly regret. But responding, that's intentional and thoughtful. It's the calm, measured action that makes people wonder how you stay so composed. Picture this. Someone insults you in front of a crowd. Your first instinct might be to fire back with a sharp comeback, but what good does that really do? It just makes things worse, brings more attention to the drama, and often makes you look just as bad as the person who threw the insult. Now, imagine if you just paused for a moment, took a deep breath, and said something like, I see where you're coming from. Let's talk about this privately. What have you done? You've taken the wind out of their sails, chosen the high road, and most importantly, kept your cool. You've kept your dignity, and here's the trick. When you respond, instead of just reacting, you take control of the situation. You're not playing by their rules anymore, you're setting the vibe, and that's where your power comes from. Responding doesn't mean being quiet, it means picking your words and actions wisely. It's about asking yourself what you want out of this situation and then acting in a way that gets you there. Now, let's think about this in terms of relationships. If your partner accuses you of something unfair, reacting could look like... It's like instead of yelling or getting defensive, you respond by saying, I hear you, let's figure out what's really happening. It's not about dodging the conflict, it's about tackling it clearly and purposefully. When you do this, you're not just fixing the problem, you're actually making the relationship stronger. But responding, instead of just reacting, isn't easy. It takes practice, self-awareness, and the ability to take a moment to think, even when your emotions are going wild. Responding instead of reacting is like a workout for your mind. Each time you take a moment to breathe and think before you respond, you're getting stronger and training yourself to stay cool under pressure. Over time, that calmness becomes a solid part of who you are. So, when someone tries to get under your skin, keep this in mind. If you react, they win. If you respond, you win. Take a breath, pause, and then act with intention, not just emotion. Mastering the art of responding means you're mastering life itself. And sometimes, the best move you can make is just to walk away. We're taught that sticking around, fighting for our point, or trying to fix things is what being strong is all about. But honestly, knowing when to walk away, whether it's from a toxic argument, a bad relationship, or a messy situation, is one of the most powerful skills you can have. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument with someone who just won't see your side. You're getting frustrated, raising your voice, trying to get through to them, but they just won't listen no matter what you say. Just waiting for your turn to speak, right? Then things start to heat up, emotions flare, and by the end, you're wiped out. Everyone's mad, and nothing gets sorted. Now picture this. You feel the convo going south. Instead of jumping into the drama, you hit pause and say, "This isn't helpful. Let's talk about it later when we're both cool." And then you walk away. What did you do? You took charge and stepped away from the chaos, and in that moment, you've protect your peace. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak or scared of confrontation. It means you care too much about your time, energy, and mental health to waste them on fights that won't change anything. Seriously, think about it. How many arguments have you had that actually made a difference? Probably not many. Most arguments are just emotional power plays, and the best way to win is to not get involved at all. Walking away isn't just for arguments. It's about relationships, jobs, and even habits that aren't doing you any good anymore. Staying in a relationship where you're disrespected or undervalued isn't loyalty. It's betraying yourself. Sticking with a job that drains your energy and crushes your spirit isn't being responsible. It's just fear. Clinging to habits that keep you stuck isn't comfort. It's self-sabotage. Walking away is about recognizing your worth and not settling for less than you deserve. Sure, it's tough and painful, but every time you leave something toxic, you make room for something better. Open yourself up to opportunities, relationships, and experiences that match who you are and where you want to go. Next time you're in a situation that's draining your energy or messing with your peace, ask yourself, is this worth my time and effort? If the answer's no, just walk away. You owe it to yourself. And number 8, tap into emotional intelligence. It's not just a trendy term, it's a superpower. It means being able to understand, manage, and use your emotions effectively. It helps you and the people around you. But here's the thing. A lot of folks mix up emotional intelligence with just being super nice or keeping their feelings to themselves. That's not emotional intelligence. That's just avoiding your feelings. Real emotional intelligence is about using your emotions in a smart way. Let's break it down. Picture this. Someone makes a sarcastic comment about you in a group. Your first instinct might be to feel hurt or mad, and that's totally normal. But emotional intelligence comes into play when you take a moment to pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? What's really getting to me? Maybe it's not just their comment. It's a deeper insecurity I've been holding on to. Realizing that is the first step to getting a grip on my emotions. Now, let's talk about handling those feelings. A lot of people let their emotions run the show. They get angry and lash out, shut down when they're sad, or freak out when they're anxious. But here's the thing. Your emotions are like fire. They can either warm you up or burn you, depending on how you deal with them. Emotional intelligence is all about learning to channel your feelings. Instead of flipping out on someone who ticks you off, try responding with calm confidence. Don't let fear hold you back. Use it as motivation to get ready and take action. The real power comes from using your emotions. Emotions are energy, and if you know how to channel them, they can push you to do amazing things. Take anger, for example. People usually see it as a bad thing, but it can actually be a strong motivator for change when you use it the right way. Anger can drive you to stand up for yourself. To get through tough times or ask for more out of life, the trick is not to let your emotions take over, but to manage how you use them. Emotional intelligence also plays a big role in how you deal with others. Picture yourself in a tough chat with someone who's upset. Most folks either clam up or get defensive, but someone with high emotional intelligence listens, shows empathy, and handles the conversation thoughtfully. They might ask things like, "What's really bothering you?" or "How can we work this out together?" That's how you earn trust and respect, even when things get tough. Keep in mind that emotional intelligence isn't about being a robot. It's about managing your emotions instead of letting them run the show. It's all about using your feelings to help you out, not get in your way. Once you get the hang of this, you'll see that no matter what life throws at you, you'll tackle it with strength, clarity, and resilience. And number 9, be unshakable. Imagine being so secure in who you are that no comment or rejection can throw you off. No setback can throw you off your game. Sounds impossible, right? But it's not. Being unshakable isn't about ignoring what's happening or pretending everything's okay. It's about building a mindset that's so solid that outside events don't get to you. Think back to the last time someone tried to bring you down. Maybe it was a co-worker gossiping, a partner putting you down, or some random person being rude online. How did that make you feel? Probably angry, hurt, or even second-guessing yourself. That's totally normal, but here's the secret. Those feelings only matter if you let them. Being unshakable means understanding that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They don't define you unless you let them. So, how do you become unshakable? It starts with self-awareness. You need to know who you are, what you believe in, and what you want out of life. When you have a clear sense of your identity and purpose, outside negativity just becomes background noise. For example, if someone criticizes your job choices, instead of doubting yourself, you remind yourself why you made those choices in the first place. You chose this path, and you say it's your journey, not theirs. Staying clear-headed helps keep you grounded. Another important part of being unshakable is resilience. Life will knock you down. It's bound to happen. But the difference between those who thrive and those who fall apart is their ability to get back up. Think of a tree in a storm. The branches might bend, but the roots stay strong. That's what being unshakable is all about. Flexible on the outside, but deeply rooted inside. And don't forget to practice gratitude. It might sound cliché, but focusing on what you have instead of what you lack really makes a difference. It's a game changer when you realize that being grateful makes you less bothered by negativity. Your perspective changes. You stop viewing challenges as threats and start seeing them as chances to grow. Being unshakable doesn't mean you won't feel pain or doubt. It means you'll experience those feelings without letting them take over. It's about staying strong when things get tough, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll come out on top. Once you get to that point, nothing can break you. And number 10, use your hurt as fuel to grow. Here's the deal. Pain is unavoidable. No matter how tough, smart, or successful you are, someone's going to try to bring you down. That's just life. But here's the key difference between the ones who fall apart and those who rise above it. It's all about how they handle that pain. A lot of people let hurt get the best of them, stuck replaying those moments in their heads, letting it mess with their mood, their choices, their entire lives. But you're not like that. You're here to figure out how to turn that hurt into something powerful. Think about the last time someone doubted you, insulted you, or let you down. What did you do? Did you let it get to you, or did you use it to push yourself harder? Look at some of the most successful people in history. A lot of them faced non-stop criticism and rejection. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't cut out for TV, and Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. They didn't just bounce back from their struggles, they turned that pain into the fuel that drove them to greatness. Here's how you can do it too. Next time someone hurts you, don't just wallow in that pain. Use it as motivation to work harder and show them they're wrong. For example, if you're tackling a big project and someone tells you you're not good enough, don't argue back. Let their words push you to focus more. Put in those extra hours, sharpen your skills, and when you succeed, you're not just proving them wrong. You're proving to yourself what you can really do. Using hurt as fuel doesn't mean you're living for revenge. It's not about proving them wrong just to show them. It's about proving yourself right. Every insult, setback, or rejection is a chance to come back stronger. Take what was meant to break you and turn it into a stepping stone for your success. Next time someone tries to knock you down, remember, hurt is just energy. You get to decide how to use it. Will it crush you, or will it push you forward? The choice is yours, and if you choose to grow, you'll come out on top. You can achieve anything. Command respect through your actions. Respect isn't something you can just demand, you have to earn it. And you earn it not by talking, but by doing. Here's where most people mess up. They think being loud, aggressive, or bossy will make others respect them. But that's not respect, that's fear. Real respect comes from showing strength, consistency, and integrity in everything you do. Let's start with the basics. If you want people to respect you, you need. Respecting yourself means knowing your limits, sticking to your word, and holding yourself to a high standard. For instance, if you say you'll be somewhere at 8 a.m., you shouldn't stroll in at 8:15. If you set a goal, don't bail just because it gets tough. Every time you keep a promise to yourself or others, you're building respect, and eventually, that respect becomes solid. Now, when it comes to relationships, whether it's with a partner, friend, or co-worker, people will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. Value yourself. If you let people disrespect you, like talking down to you, ignoring your boundaries, or taking advantage of your kindness, you're basically telling them it's fine to treat you that way. But if you call them out calmly and firmly, you're setting the bar. You're making it clear that you won't accept anything less than respect. Just remember, demanding respect doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It's about being consistent. People will respect you not because you never mess up, but because you own your mistakes. When you picture yourself leading a team and you make a call that ends up being wrong, instead of pointing fingers at others, you own up to it. You say, "My bad, here's how we can fix this." That kind of accountability isn't a sign of weakness, it's actually a strength that earns you respect. Keep in mind, respect goes both ways. If you want people to respect you, you have to show them respect too. That doesn't mean putting up with bad behavior, it means treating everyone with kindness, fairness, and dignity, even when you don't see eye to eye. Because at the end of the day, respect isn't about control. It's about connection. When you build that connection, you build influence. Number 12, mastering the long game. Life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. If you want to win, you've got to think long term. Most people get caught up in the moment. They want instant gratification, quick results, and easy fixes. But the truth is, anything worth having, success, respect, happiness, takes time, patience, and discipline. Think about the people maybe you've been wronged by a boss who didn't appreciate you, a partner who didn't treat you right, or a friend who let you down. Your first thought might be to get back at them, to show them they messed up and what they're missing out on. But here's the deal. Revenge is a quick fix. It might feel satisfying at the time, but it hardly ever really helps. The real victory, creating a life that's so amazing and fulfilling that what they did doesn't even matter anymore. Let's chat about success. Picture this. You're chasing a big goal and someone tells you there's no way you'll make it. You can either waste your energy arguing with them and trying to change their minds, or you can just keep quiet, focus on your work. And when you finally reach your goal, you won't just feel good about proving them wrong. You'll also realize you never needed their approval in the first place. The long game isn't just about success, it's about finding peace. It's about putting your energy into what really matters instead of squabbling over petty stuff or chasing temporary wins. It's all about realizing that your time is your most precious asset and using it smartly. The reality is, every minute you waste on revenge, drama, or negativity is a minute you can't reclaim. So, how do you play the long game? Start by setting clear goals. Know what you want, why you want it, and what steps you need to take to get there. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate the small victories, learn from your setbacks, and most importantly, stay consistent. The path to success is hardly ever easy, but if you keep at it, you're going to make it. Just remember this. The long game isn't just about winning. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about creating a life that shows off your values, strengths, and purpose. When you do that, nothing else really matters. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't about getting back at people, it's about improving yourself. You've made it to the end of this journey, and now you've got the tools to deal with hurtful people and tough situations. Each of these 12 principles will help you with that. It's a step to take back your power, find your peace, and create a life you can be proud of. But here's the deal. Knowledge doesn't mean anything without action. So I challenge you, don't just watch this video, live it. If this message hit home for you, let me know in the comments by saying, I control my destiny. If you got something out of this, support the channel by subscribing. It's not just about building this community, it's about getting this message out to those who need it. Your subscription helps keep this content coming, making it easier for more people to take back their power and live freely. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's keep this movement going strong.